Alrighty YouTube, what is going on? We are back with another video. Today we are reviewing the Ultimate Edition from Series 26 of Drew McIntyre. And this one actually, I know what you're thinking, where's the other head scan, where's the other hand? Well, they both came already fallen out of the package, or out of the packaging I should say. So we do have those pieces, but they were loose in the box and the box was pretty damaged. So I'm not going to show that off in this video, but we are going to show off this Drew McIntyre figure, all the accessories that come with it, the articulation, so on and so forth. If you are new to the channel and you enjoy action figure collecting, sports card collecting, or anything WWE really, please do consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment. Those things really help the channel grow, help us get more cool figures in, sports cards in to talk about. It's going to be a good time, so definitely thank you for being here. Let's check out this Drew McIntyre and see what we've got here. So just taking a look at the plastic bubble here, like I said, we do know that he comes with 3 different head scans. He comes with 3 sets of hands. We've got the open hands for his entrance when he maybe is on the top rope. We've got the peace sign hands as well. And then obviously the microphone championship belt holding hands that he's wearing. No closed fist, which I was pretty surprised about. He comes with a soft goods kilt. He also comes with it looks like a soft rubber entrance robe or jacket, whatever you want to call that, there on the right. And those really cool Batman-like things that he wears on his forearms, those things are awesome. So I'm really glad that we finally get those with a Drew McIntyre figure. And like I said, we're going to take a look at the head scans and see what else this thing is all about. But let's take him out of this bubble and see a better look at this figure. Alrighty guys, so with Drew McIntyre out of the package, we can see this figure in its full. They picked the right torso, I would say, for Drew McIntyre. He's an absolute monster. They did throw the chest hair on there as well, which is always a nice added detail. You can just see the muscular tone that they picked for him, I do think was the right choice. Obviously, there's always some people that say that this torso top is way too big on the rib area there. It does look a little bit funny, but if anybody's going to get it, I would say Drew McIntyre is probably the right guy too, other than like The Rock. I feel like they really fit that torso pretty well. And with the arms down, it doesn't look as crazy as it did in the packaging. The arms were kind of to the side, and you kind of focus in right there on those back muscles that are kind of huge. But other than that, I mean, it does look okay. I think the back always looks a little funny to me personally if they don't have tattoos or anything covering it up. But nonetheless, it is a really good looking figure. You can see the soft goods kilt there, has the silver zippers going down as well as on the belt area, and another chain going there from the sides all the way to the back. And then it does have a Velcro attachment which comes off pretty easily, and you can see there, just stand Drew over here for a second, you can see the inside's just that jet black. It does connect again, like I said, with the Velcro, and very easy to remove all of that good stuff. You see the back of the trunks there, we have the Drew McIntyre logo and a bit of a pattern on the trunks, not just standard black. It does have a little bit of a gray pattern as well as a belt like type of pattern around his waist as well. On the front you can see he does have the white patches, the white and silver patches that match his knee pads. I do believe this is from WrestleMania 40. Correct me in the comment section. He might have worn all white to WrestleMania 40. I can't remember, but I know the entrance gear is accurate to WrestleMania 40, so you could at least do that display. I think he wore a similar type of entrance gear to SummerSlam against CM Punk. So this is going to be definitely a really good Drew McIntyre to have in your collection if you're a fan and you want to recreate any of those iconic matches that he had in the last year or two. Pretty standard boots on McIntyre as well, nothing too crazy, just the plain black boots. These ankles move pretty well. They were a little stiff coming out of the package. Toe articulation as well. Knee pads are a little bit loose for his knees, but again, if you just push them up, they'll stiffen up there. Legs move well. You can see the articulation there is good on both sides. And like I said, the torso, I'm a fan of it. I think it's a pretty good choice. Nothing too crazy. Double jointed elbows. Everything looks good. Butterfly joints. A little looser on this one than the Jey Uso I recently reviewed. But again, maybe I'm just a stickler for loose joints. I really don't like them. But first head scan is one that does look super familiar for Drew McIntyre. I'm not quite sure if we've gotten this on an Elite yet, but given that it's Drew McIntyre's first Ultimate, I don't know if we got 2 new head scans or just the one that I'm about to show you after we take a look at this one. Either way, it is a pretty solid head scan to kick off the figure, and it's fitting to be in the package. You know, Drew McIntyre is kind of a hard looking guy, not always smiling, so I feel like this is the one to have on the base figure, especially if you're going to keep the figure mint on card. He also comes with this smirking head scan here, and this one to me does fit a little bit weird on the head. You can see that it's almost like tilted to his left. Again, he is smirking that way, so it is okay, but I feel like the plastic right here kind of shows a little bit funky on the neck. You can see there it kind of sticks out. Not my favorite of the 3 head scans. You can see if I moved it this way, it just looks a little bit funky. I don't know what happened with this head scan mold, but it does look a little strange, and it does sit on his head a little bit weird. Not sure if I showed you on the other one, but because he has the long hair and he will be wearing his jacket if you're going to pose him that way, I think they gave it room so that the jacket can fit underneath this hair, because he does have a lot of room and it is pretty loose on this head scan and the one that it came with in the packaging. So just something to note. Like I said, once I put the jacket on, it might make a lot more sense, but the head scans do fit a little bit looser, at least on my Drew McIntyre. Not quite sure how they're going to fit for you guys, just in quick observation that I made. And then we got this absolutely diabolical Drew McIntyre head scan. This smirking one looks absolutely crazy. It's kind of like the one that we got on the t-shirt of Drew McIntyre by the CM Punk gravestone. Definitely a good one. I was pretty happy to see them give him something new, and this one with the tongue out is definitely up that alley, something that we've never seen before from McIntyre. I might actually keep this on the figure just because, but I really like his entrance gear, so we're going to have to really be picky and decide which way we're going to go with it. But I am really happy they gave us this head scan. Would have loved to get a soft goods shirt though to match it. And before we throw it on him, I will show you the jacket here. You can see it's the softer rubber that's really movable and moldable, so nothing too crazy. I know we had a lot of stiff, hard rubber jackets early on in the Mattel line, but this one is pretty good. You can see the pattern going down there, almost like a skinned gator or something. I don't really know, but that's also on the inside, that pattern. And then you can see all the details of just the texture of the rubbery feel all the way over, all over this jacket on the back as well. It's a nice little detail there by Mattel. And then of course the Drew McIntyre logo, big and bold right on the back there. And then some of the cool highlighted little new pieces that we got for Drew are these Batman-like little forearm covers that he comes with. A lot of detail on those as well. They could have made those pretty much just jet black, but they did add a lot of texturing. So very, very cool. Super pumped to get these on the Drew McIntyre and show you guys what they look like. Just wanted to show them before I do get it on the figure. Looks like we're gonna have to slide his hand right through there, or the arm with no hand on and then just pop a hand there. Either way, looks really, really cool. Alright, and there you guys have it, the Drew McIntyre Ultimate Edition Series 26. I really don't need to touch too much more on this figure with the attire on. It is pretty plain, and he's not a super toyetic guy, but I think most of you can agree with me on this, and I've been saying it for quite a while. Drew McIntyre was overdue in Ultimate Edition. We are all the way at Ultimate Edition Series 26, and that's his first one. I think that we've gotten a lot of people that aren't super toyetic. You know, we got somebody like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, who is super toyetic, and they gave him a pretty much all black attire. So if he was going to get an Ultimate Edition before Drew McIntyre and it was going to be all black, I feel like we should have gotten a Drew quite a bit ago. So I'm really, really happy that we did finally get one, and as you can see, it looks awesome. I think this is the perfect entrance gear for him to have. He did win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40, despite it being a super, super quick loss with Damian Priest cashing in his Money in the Bank. I do think that this is a great attire for him. I think that those arm sleeves that he wears and this, obviously this dark black entrance gear that he wears is just super toyetic in his own way, because it's kind of like the Undertaker. We love Undertaker figures, and he's not at Undertaker's level, or like at all, but Undertaker is a pretty pretty plain guy. Some of his gear is really toyetic, and then some of his stuff, just the plain black, we love getting it in figure form. So I mean, there are Drew McIntyre fans out there, and I think an Ultimate Edition was long overdue. And plus, we did get some really cool new scans for him as well, like this one. So I do think this was a very, very good Ultimate. Like I said, nothing too crazy. I showed you the gear already. Kind of plain, but nonetheless exciting for me to have in the collection and on the display. So thank you guys for watching and tuning in. If you did enjoy the video and the review, please don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you feel like I've earned it, and thank you again for being here. As always, take care and God bless. We'll see you soon with more content.